back to another Law of Attraction show. We're just tuning into what the wind brought us in wisdom. Seemed to bring wisdom from the galaxy. So another amplification for your abundance is the metaphor of an oven. See the center of the galaxy as an oven for chocolate souffle of your manifestation and all the components that are needed to have the perfect meal. But is what you're wanting to manifest and attract into your being. You have to do everything you need to do in baking, of course. Most of it is going to be in the ingredients of your thoughts and your emotions. For your focus, let's say you want to manifest a nice job or a nice house, whatever, or car, something smaller. It will take a lot faster. It will take longer the harder it is, the bigger it is. So you have to control your thoughts and emotions as you define what you want and you desire, and you have it strongly. You imagine what it would be like to have it, and you cultivate your thoughts and your emotions towards that end, towards great confidence and cultivating the feeling of what it would be like if you had it, and your thoughts also amplifying that. Now you'll want to notice anything that is opposite or in opposition to that in emotions and thoughts, and be honest with yourself. Any emotions that are counterintuitive, counterproductive in being completely confident that it's on its way, you want to take care of that. You want to transmute it, and that transmutation will be the ingredients and the baking, so to speak, in the universe to what get it past all its barriers to bring itself to you. Same thing with all the thoughts, any doubt. You want to transmute that into complete and utter faith and confidence in yourself, and that it is on its way. And this is the wisdom the wind brings us from the galaxy and our galactic higher self versions of us that are helping us bake the perfect souffle into manifestation. And it will also help with the rest of the things you attract, of course, as you release all the doubt that you hold on to and the negative emotions that hold you back from being complete joy and faith, love, excitement about your manifestation coming in. And the wind brings another message, huh? Okay, let's tune in. Wonderful. The universe brings us another message on the law of attraction. Thank you very much. So it brings us the message and vision of technology having to do with like a babbling brook or a stream river with drop-offs, as well as little nooks that can accumulate grime and stagnation, mud, or something that starts blocking the creek from flowing. Think of it like the energy supply from the universe would flow to your manifestation. There's all these blocks in between that would get in the way, and you have to purify and transmute those blocks in order for it to get to you faster, as well as if at all. Especially, and I also read, depending on how big and hard a manifestation it is, depends how many aspects can be blocked. So you want to take care of as many as possible. It's easier when you can read them and what they are and what part of the manifestation, location, yourself, the environment around you, etc., etc. It's part of it that you need to release, but you can feel it. You can feel into it or muscle test it and release these blocks off the heart as you focus on the thing you want. And then you'll go into great confidence with your ceremony as you've released all the blocks, and it flows to you unimpeded. Now there's a concept of giving attention to what you want and not attention to what you don't want. I don't always completely believe in this concept, and I don't tune into its accuracy fully, because things get created whether we like it or not, whether we give it attention or not, and when we ignore things, they often get worse. So this doesn't really apply accurately, though it has some bearing. Most of its bearing is of our actual reality and what we pay attention to and experience. But does that make it unreal if we ignore all the things we don't want? No. So don't ignore the things that you don't want, because you have to create some things to prevent worse things that you don't want from manifesting. And things need your attention, like messes and stuff in your general location or around the world. So don't stop yourself from paying attention to the things that need your attention to solve a problem. Like when you're a business owner, oftentimes the majority of the things you're focusing on are the problems that need to be solved, which is understandable because all the shit flows upward when you're a business owner. So it's not really reasonable to think we can just ignore it, but the goal is to make it so that you understand the problem, you can think of the solution, you can make a solution for it, and then move on as it transmutes itself into something better, and you've completed that situation. And then you move on to what you want and focus on the solutions and the positive aspects of your creation as it gets better and better. So it's good not to focus on things that are bad if you can't solve the problem. Fortunately, in this aspect, because people promote, oh, don't pay attention to anything negative. I don't believe in that at all. That's satanic infiltration of belief systems, really, because it allows the negative and the evil to flourish, because it wants to hide in the shadows. It does not require your belief at all. There's this new age aspect that is infiltrated by Satanism to do that, to get you to ignore the aspects of the world such as politics and the things that need our attention, so we keep a problem from getting worse in the collective, which requires everyone to wake up about it, which is what truth and waking up is. And most people that wake up, 90%, because they've been traumatized, because they've been wounded, because they've been betrayed by a system that lies, that otherwise, if they don't pay attention or want to look at the dark truths of reality, then they will ignore, and then they'll flourish. So don't believe in that shit. And some of the, there's good things, but a lot of some of these belief systems need auditing, really. Now, in a personal note, though, it's true if you were to just pay attention and think about the negative aspects of your life, and you just get yourself down with continuing negative belief and emotion. I don't recommend that. It is good to focus on the good things you have, the things that you've created for yourself, the things to enjoy, even if they're small, and then build up on those as they grow, like a light that shines brighter and brighter and lessens the darkness in your life, and it will bleed over into many other things. It improves upon your personality, your mindsets of your circumstance, and it makes everyone around you like you more. And optimism is always good because it creates more things to be optimistic about. But don't ignore your shadow work. That's the goal. Otherwise, it will, like most light workers and people that just ignore their shadow, it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up and blows up in their face. And hopefully, at least in their perception, it's not in front of people, so they can keep the perception that they're all love and light all the time. But they're not facing their shadow, so it just explodes. Or same thing with emotions and trauma. Most people don't resolve any of their emotions or transmute it or let go of anything, so it just builds up and builds up and builds up and blows up on their friends and partners and loved ones and people that they care about, and then creates havoc in their life and then perceptions about them. So this is not healthy, but it seems to be the thing that happens the most with most people, and they think they're emotionally intelligent. Not really, but good try, I guess. Not really. So do look at the best parts of your life and the way you're living, so that you can improve upon that light and make it shine brighter. So you change your perspective, especially if you're overwhelmed with darkness. It helps changing that perspective. With the law of attraction, attracting what you love and what you want and desire, almost nothing is more important than the way that you feel, and then the cultivation of those emotions, because they all mean stuff. It's all building up of weights on the heart that have data to them. Most people aren't sensitive to it, but as they clear and they go through and interview all the emotions, they all have meaning, and as they clear their entire heart, it's easier and easier to translate everything. So seek the emotional body and get better at it, so that you can manifest your greatest life and happiness. And then there's an aspect of, no matter what part of your life, what action, whatever you're involved in day to day, to continue your manifestation towards the best life, seeing the good things in everything, seeing the things you want to shine in aspects of your life, people, actions, objects, your abundance, the good aspects of things, and then bring and focus on those in emotion, and then it's like growing that fire and goodness of that aspect of your life, and see if there's like negative things that come forward, try to look for the good aspects of those things, or the good thing within everything, and change your perspective, because depending on what negative things happen to you, most negative emotions that we experience are how we interpret events. So you have control over how you interpret events. So you then have the ability to control your emotions. So then you have the ability to control the very construct, the experience, and the later manifestations and what comes forth of it. So you release as many unconducive, all non-beneficial vibrations and emissions and creations in your reality as much as possible, and clear it to where you have as much as possible positive experiences, positive emotions, positive aspects of creation that will go forth into the universe and have greater pulling in what you want. And every time you have a negative interpretation, you can flip it and save that aspect of time, because each emotion is important, and the negative emotion that you continue to create will counter some of the things you're doing. Not in every emotion has a purpose. It's depends on what you use it for. Some you have to just transmute it, some it reflects to you, some it is a lesson, some you got to get out of you, some is meaning behind it in the circuitry of your body. So dealing with each based on what you need it for, and that emotional intelligence will help in making the circuit grand. I got one more message from the universe, as you saw with the wind. And what they speak of is the truth. So, be your true self, live your truth, know what truth is, seek the truth. The more truth you accumulate in your life, the more powerful you become, the more happy you become, the more joy you will experience. Truth is one of the gene keys to happiness. So you unlock more of your physical body DNA antenna to receive more energy and abundance that can then cultivate and then build up to make more of what you want. So seek truth. Not all truth is happy and fun and feels good. Some truths hurt. Some of the truths are harsh, will cause fear, but don't be afraid of them, and get brave in facing the great unknown, because that truth will also be a strong output into your direction to great happiness and the best life possible. The dark truths you face allow you to prevent harsh things from happening in reality in the future. Imagine how many people, if they knew the truth of what happened in like the pandemic, quarantining crap that happened, that shut down the economy and increased inflation and all these other things, if people understood the truth about that and everything that went on that led up to that, to make it obvious the entire time to at least me. Another message, maybe. So, there's many reasons for truth, and the dark truths will help you prevent, in preventative care, the more negative things from coming in your life, and you being able to dance around and avoid them, like a strong tree in a hurricane that is unable to be uprooted. You build that strength with your truth and knowing what's going on, and you can prepare for everything, not let it interfere with your greater happiness and greater life manifestation. So seek the truth. Love you all. Let's see. Oh, and the universe sends its love as well, and upgrades. Everyone that's seen this video, it appreciates you. Thank you, universe. Thank you. And like, share, and subscribe. Please share as much as possible. The more people that see this, that I see in views and comments and sharing all around, the more I'll do of these free law of attraction videos and other things you want mentioned in the comments that you want to see for free. But yeah, and see if you can help anyone in need, or that needs some boosting in abundance, value, and greater life to get out of survival. If you know anyone that's in survival mode, working day by day in a job they don't like, paycheck to paycheck, send them this video, and the more I see of that, I will do more, and I will help us all rise into our abundance and happiness. Thank you all so much. If you like to see more of Gandalf, please comments. And yeah, same thing with all the other tech in the videos. And yeah, law of attraction videos in the description on my site, and lots of video products, abilities for you to learn there as well. So thank you all. Love you. Have a good night.